Street Knowledge Podcast. Y'all know what it is. Guess we got a lot to talk about, a lot of catching up to do. I've been running, man. Now I gotta sit down and talk with my knowledgeable people, man. Wait for some people to come in. Make sure y'all subscribe if you're new to the channel. Hit that notification button so you know when I'm up here. Please hit them like buttons. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button for me, man. Y'all know how YouTube be playing out here. They playing. We need that like button rocking and rolling. I need it. Yes. Trying to wait for some more people, man. Where y'all at? Where y'all at, my knowledgeable people? Let's get to it. It's almost lunchtime. It's almost lunchtime. It's getting real spooky out there in court system streets for celebrities, man. Celebrities are being targeted with the SEX charges, with the that Rico charge, something new. But before all of this, they was letting women say after a certain amount of years that they have been essayed years ago with no real proof, no nothing, but then you still get held accountable for it for something that happens years ago without no proof, no evidence, no nothing. And when they get found lying, nothing happens. And now they done exploited the person's or the celebrity's business all over the tabloids just because of this one female that got a hair up her ASS because she mad about something to bring a man down and want to either charge him with criminal charges, or sometimes they'll say we ain't doing it for the money. That's why they just doing the criminal charges. Then if the criminal charges keep going and going and going, then they sneak in the lawsuit money, the lawsuit act is what I'm saying. The Birdie Man, what up? Mark Houston, what's up? But yeah, man, they want to sneak in the lawsuit after they say they not doing this for money. They doing this because they want them to be held accountable. But once they find out the lady is lying, there's no consequences behind it for the word for the woman that lied on the man. And they've been using this over and over. We can name various celebrities that have been caught up in the web, all the way up to Bill Cosby and go lower. Then you had Chris Brown at one point in time that disappeared. You have a few people, man. But nothing happens to the woman that made these allegations against the person. And now the person's name is looking, once they say bad stuff about you when a person see you in person, they look at you kind of different from how they was looking at you before this bad bone got put on you. And nothing is happening to these people. And now they are using this celebrity takedown. They use a celebrity takedown by utilizing those tactics and not doing nothing about it. I'm trying to wait for some more people to get in here, man. Y'all hit me up. Where y'all at? Hello. Mm-hmm. What's wrong? All right. What's up? What's up? Let's get to it, y'all. So I really wanted to, And I really speak for the people that's up and coming, that's next to be a celebrity, and that's liable to blow up, make a lot of money, be very big, and then they get caught up into this life, or now they turning it into a lifestyle to make accusations up when they feel like it years afterwards and can be lying. And now a person's name is mud. So I'm speaking for the people that's up and coming, as well as the people that is actually happening to now, because it's not fair and it's not right that all these people looking down on these people, man, when they know that these accusations is not even accurate and not true, but in their mind they still want to keep going on and on and on. And I don't want to keep bringing the Tisa Tell name up, but she's one of them. And you got all these people that follows her that evidently don't have common sense to see what is actually happening. You calling a person a monster and all of the above. Okay, let's say that the person is a monster, but why he's not charged with being a monster? And y'all looking at all the wrong things of where man could be put at for something he did not do. That's why it's supposed to be the justice system, but there's no justice happening. It's unjust what is happening out here. Not with just Puffy, with a lot of people. Now you got cash out, got life plus 70 years. That's unbelievable, man. When somebody they just got 50 years for a murder. Somebody just got 50 years for a murder. 50, that ain't life plus 70. They got 50 years. Cash Out never murdered anybody. His mother never murdered anybody. She got 30, damn near what the murderer got. What? I mean, explain it to me, man. None of the women was looking like they was in distress or couldn't have never left. But it's on the stand testifying, but never really said nothing about how they was forced to be there or couldn't have never left. You already know the prosecution, man, and played a game with them to let them know if they don't do what they want to do, then they gonna be in that boiling hot water. It's a dirty game, man. But some people just not knowing the law and get scared because they could dangle jail in our faces and tell us this is what you need to do or this is where you going. And a lot of people is not strong enough or strong minded to say, man, I don't know nothing. I don't know what you talk about. It is what it is. And then I had to go sit. But yeah, you could just gonna have to sit and figure it out. But I guarantee you, whatever they had or wanted you to do to testify against the other person, if you don't do it, a lot of that stuff ain't gonna work, and you would come home as well. But they're not gonna tell you none of that. And they utilize the weak links in most of these cases. And most of the people that they prosecute, they grab the weak links that's around them and do that. And this is another thing I be telling a lot of people that get in trouble, that be doing things that is illegal. When you know you're doing something illegal, and you know you gambling with your life, you throwing bricks at the penitentiary every day. Go and look up the charge that you are facing, the charge of what you are doing out there in the streets, and what type of time that charge carry, and say to yourself, is this what I really want to do? Because once you know that, now you know what you face and what could happen if you do get caught. And then you'll know if you really want to take that on, having to either tell on the person and ruin your reputation outside, and just being charged with it, period, and risking going to jail. These are the things that a lot of people don't think about. These are the things a lot of people don't think about. And then they do it and get caught up. So yeah, it's a dangerous situation. It's dangerous. It's like walking on eggshells for celebrities right now. Because at the end of the day, it's too many pimps in this world that is getting a lot of money. I said recently, I just was in High Point. I had to take back a Penske box truck and drop it off in Hunts Point, excuse me, in New York. And it was nothing but all women still out there. That's been going on for years. I didn't even know women still be outside standing on the hole straw. That's what they call it, the hole straw. And they out there still out there. So it's people behind it, but they're not going and finding these type of people that is really doing that stuff and really getting money from it. They just picking and choosing whatever celebrity they feel like that fit the description and put them in jail and ruin their reputation. So it's obvious to see that they doing it to people that's public figures, not the people that's really hiding in the cut and really doing it for real. But if a drug dealer was hiding in the cut and making big money doing it for real, they put an investigation out on any drug dealer that's out there and watch him for months and months and gathering information. And then they lock him up later. He don't know why he's locked up. They not doing that to real pimps. They not doing no real sitting and watching these celebrities. They just gather the information from whatever the women say to them, and automatically now they charged with something. They don't do no real work, and it's that simple to just pick a celebrity and send them to jail. Now this situation with Puff, come on, man. He done beat the most vicious charges of all times, and he still is in jail, and they won't even give him a bail. He shouldn't even have to pay no money. Why, man, got to put up $50 million after he beat the case? When he put it up the first time, and they ain't won it. Now he beat the case, and now he got to dangle that back out there again. But they got Abercrombie and Finch. They let them out on $30 million bail. We ain't even talking about Abercrombie and Finch. Tisa Tell ain't up there saying nothing about none of that. About Abercrombie and Finch. She's still focusing on Puff. Puff, that's her everyday dilemma. That's crazy to me. But you got these men that's actually got men saying what they did to the men. What they did to them. But it ain't all over the public news like Puff is. It ain't all over every media, podcasting, blogs, nothing. But we here to take down our own. It's obvious, yeah, let Puff get in trouble for what he did, which is domestic violence. Everybody is saying that, everybody. But for what he beat, he shouldn't have even been charged with it anyway. He would have to be the person receiving money. The judge should have stopped the trial right then and there once they started saying that Puff was paying the escorts. And sometimes Cassie did it on her own. So would have to be the John would have to be John will have to be the one paying the money to the female that give the money to the pimp. And the pimp who receives the money is the guy that would be charged with this type of charge that Puff got. So if you look at it, it's reversed. In trial, Cassie and the Jane Doe girl, whatever they call her, was explaining how Puffy paid the money, which means Puffy is the John. He paid the money, even if it went from him to Cassie Hand to the other man, to the man who they hired, and he didn't even have sex with the person. They did. And then when they leave, they go back to their escort service. The escort service get a cut, and they get their cut. So once that came out of trial, what are we talking about here? Why was the trial still going on and on talking about how what he did to them? It was just explaining how he paid for sex from an escort service. Why is that escort service not under scrutiny? Why? Is that escort service still open? Why are they not investigating them for making the money? That's who's supposed to have been the one who's sitting in Puff's seat. Whoever owns that. And even the escort himself. How he's not charged. They charge those women. They do stings on women that take money from men for sexual preferences. They got it on TV. How a cop act like they are John. They set it up, and the woman, you gotta ask for what he want, and then the woman gotta say, yeah, that costs $2, $3, $4, whatever it might cost. And once she agreed that that's what it cost, and she was ready to rock and roll with him, the police come out, cuff her, put her in the car, and they go around and do it to a bunch of women. So in our eyes, on these YouTube channels and these news channels, we watching this in real time. Them show us that Puff was the one spending the money. Now, normally they would lock a John up for coming also to purchase sex, but it's not the charge as big as the one who's actually supplying it. The same thing with drug dealers. If you are the supplier, you get more time. It's the same thing with a murder. If you mastermind the murder, even if you didn't pull the trigger, the person who masterminded the whole operation of a unaliving a person is the one who gets the most time. So just because Puff got a big name, it automatically we put him in the category of he's supposed to get the majority of the time of whatever he's charged for. See, they blinding us right in our face, and people like Tisa Tell and her fan base is silly to even pay that some attention. And for her to speak very intellectual, I believe that she would relate to a very intellectual audience. So if you can relate to a very intellectual audience, I would think that the people that she's relating to are some people that have some type of intelligence to see that this is a whole hoax and it's right in their face. But they are too busy into listening to Tisa Tell because it's like one happy that the other one ain't, and the other one is happy that the other one is, so to speak. So they all in the same group with the mind-boggling, mind-twisted conversation that they are caught up in with Tisa Tell, and it's kind of like I want to say you are mesmerized by what she's saying and not listening to the facts. Turk Smith, salute. Not listening to the facts of what's going on, which is crazy. And y'all just will condemn a person. We don't stick together as black people, man, and that's a problem. Real. We don't stick together, man. And we are quick to just point a finger and send somebody down that river and don't care. But when we have these white men over there, Abercrombie, and I ain't against white people because I got great white friends like brothers to me. I'm just saying. It's like y'all understand it's just white privilege out there. They get white privilege. They get a $30 million bond. They did way worse than Puff. The men is actually saying that what the men did to them, it took them over here was snatching them up, and now they saying all of this stuff, and they out. That's crazy, unbelievable. It's kind of like insane. So now they holding back on his bond. How can they hold back on a bond for a charge that he beat already? Why they won't let him out saying that he's a danger? How could he be a danger? Why would he be that stupid to get out of jail and then plot on hurting somebody? He already won the case. He beat them at their bullcrap game. That's crazy. Why would he do that? Why would somebody go and get out of jail and then after they beat a case and then try to go and do something to somebody? Like, what sense does that make, man? If that was the case, before he went in, he already knew what he was facing before he turned himself in to that hot water. He knew who he had against him. He would have been on the run and trying to figure out how to get to them then. Once he'd have figured out how to get to them then, now it would have made more sense for them to worry about Puff. He'd have got to them then, and the government wouldn't have had no witnesses. But that never happened. He went, stood around, did what he needed to do, and then waited until he turned himself in. Or they said that they rolled up on him anyway. They ain't wait for him to turn himself in. However it may go, he came to New York just for those reasons, though. I mean, let's just keep it 1,000, man. If he turned himself in. And if he was worried about something, he could have made moves from in there to want to do something to them. But why would any smart human being want to do something like that? Please break that down to me. After they done won the case. You can see it in his eyes, he ain't thinking about going back in that jail. When they said not guilty, how he was, dropped to his knees. Let's be for real. We all seen it. The judge is a very smart individual. He wouldn't be a judge. He can look at that and tell. And I'm sure he can look in the man's eyes, being right there in the courtroom with him. Why would somebody keep somebody in jail? It's only a couple more months. Let him see his family just in case he do got to go do a couple more months. Other people saying, well, he should just stay in there so it'll be accountable. Them little 3 months ain't accounting for nothing if he got 2, 3 years, which it would, because if out of 2 years you doing them 3 months and got it over with, then they really would let you out of jail. So if you come out and go back in, so yeah, that kind of makes sense. Because those 3 months are knocked down, and then you stay home. You ain't got to get your mind focused to go back in there because you already are focused of being in there already. So it would make sense, but in all naturality, he shouldn't even be going back in there if he do get bailed out. And when he do go to court, he should definitely not be getting no time that should be jail time. Whatever the little sentence is, it should be done on the street. Get it over with. Let him move on with his life. Why keep carrying this on when we clear as day the government dropped the ball with this one? Whatever they was practicing or trying to do or try to set up for future references for other people. If they would have beat Puffy at this trial, other people would have been getting snatched up and been getting life plus 70 years like cash out right in our faces. Cause something ain't right about that. That is something ain't sitting with a lot of people with that cash out uh, time that he got. It's just that's crazy. When all these people out here killing people and they getting 20 years, 15 years sometimes, nowhere near life. That's very crazy. That's very crazy that this is right now happening in our face and to keep a man in jail just because of who he is. That's all that's about. And I guess trying to look stern. But if y'all already shown that your case was trash, that alone should let the man out of jail. But it's in reverse as well. They know the case was trash, so they gotta make it still look good by keeping him in jail. That's wild. I'm not understanding why a judge would do that. Can't say a judge is not smart because he couldn't be a judge not being smart, especially with all the laws that he would have to remember and know and be able to counteract. That's why he's the judge. He's in the middle of the defense and the prosecutor. So he knows the law as soon as you saying something that's out of line. You know how to correct it ASAP. One, two, three. And that's a lot of stuff to know and to remember. So it had to be other things or other reasons why he would let a man sit in jail for a case that he beat. And the other charges is really some little baloney stuff, man. We know the feds play hardball. We know there ain't nothing to play with. Everybody know that. But sometimes you just gotta just call a spade and let certain stuff go. That's just that. So yeah, I just wanted to come up here and chop it up with y'all, my knowledgeable people. Y'all drop some comments and let me know what y'all think, man. Should Puff be in jail? Or should they let him go? Should Puff even get time behind all of this? Or should he get credited for the time that he served already with the sentence that he got, with the charge that he got found guilty for? Do we have to be in jail for that weak charge? It is a charge, but it's still a weak charge compared to what he had, is what I mean. But should he be in jail? Y'all let me know. Drop some comments, man. If you're new up here, make sure you subscribe to me. I got a lot of things that I'm about to discuss, and hit that notification so you'll know when I'm up here, man. So we can chop it up. Your boy Big Boosie, I'm signing out. See y'all in a minute.